Hi, it's Amanda with Music Game Club, and we are going to walk through how to play Rocky Rhythms. Before we do, I'm going to show you everything you get with the printable game download. So you see here the game board, and if you notice on the game board, there's little numbers, and those are the point system. We have 7 tokens, and these go on those points. You're going to use one less than the player that you have. I will get into that whenever I describe a little bit more of how to play. You have the game instructions that you can use. We're also going through all of this in the video, but you can refer back to this. There are 40 note cards. These cover notes that most beginning students and even some intermediate students know. I will say, if your student doesn't know things like eighth notes or semiquavers, you can still play this game. There are 4 of every single note value. And then you have 3 different Ests. When the game is finished, you can celebrate with the success poster. And then for those who have gotten this game with our membership, you also get activity sheets with a coloring page, as well as a poster size game board. Now, the poster size is 18 by 24 inches, and it also comes in A3. So 2 poster size game boards. Let's learn how to play Rocky Rhythms. First, you're going to place 1 less game token on the game board than what you have players. So I'm going to do this for 3 players, and I'm going to choose at random. So we have a 3-point one, 2 points. Remember, you can also play this with 1-on-1, but it also works up to 8 players. Now, if you have 8 players, be sure to print 2 decks of cards. So going with our 3 players, we've got 2 tokens here. We're gonna shuffle the cards well, and then deal each player 4 cards. Each player will have their cards in their hand, like this. And their goal is to get 4 matching cards. Now, I'm going to do this open face so that way I can kind of show you how they're all playing together. All right, so see here, player 1 has 2 whole rests. So they're going to probably want to go for the whole rests. And then player 2 is just going to see what they can get because they don't even have any doubles. And then player 3 has 2 quarter notes, so they'll probably go for the quarter notes. This is played like spoons. So the first player will pick a card and decide if they want to keep it or discard it for the next player to play. And then this player looks at it, decides if they want to keep or discard. Then they discard it, and then this person decides if they want to keep or discard and discards it. So I'm just going to play through basically taking 1 card. Now what usually happens is you'll have faster and slower players. So let's say there's a faster player. They might whip through like 5 cards and this one's still thinking. So then they might very slowly pick up 1, put it down, and this person's always waiting on them. That usually happens at least once or twice. So I'm just going to take 1 card though and pull it through all of them just because I'm not 3 players, I'm 1. All right, so this one, my technique would be to save this whole note just in case. It gives me 2 options. So I could get a whole rest or a whole note next, and then that's the one I'm good for. So this one, they get to use this. So they're gonna just discard a random card, and then this last one doesn't use any. This player might decide, hey, let's try going for the half rest as well. All right, this player is going for those whole notes. Player 3 has 4 of a kind, so what they're going to do is they're going to grab whatever point they want, and then everyone else rushes and grabs. So I said there's 1 less than what you have players for, and the player who doesn't get 1 obviously has 0 points. If you want, however, if you have fewer players and you want to put like a -2 on the board, so it makes it even worse than not having any points, you can do that. So if you want them all to grab one, you can have as many tokens on the board as there are players, up to 7. And then some of them could just get negative, and that's, worse than having 0. All right, so this person has 3 points. Now you're gonna have to keep track, because next round, they have to get exactly 5 to win. If this is for, I guess, a little bit older students who can do the math and calculate, if they're younger students who aren't going to think through what they're grabbing and just grab something, then we like to play with at least 5 points. So if this were for easier students, and if they played round 2 and they grabbed 3 again, they'd have 6 points, they would have won. But if you're playing with more advanced students and they grab it and they have 6 points, they did not win because they did not get exactly 5. In which case you might want to introduce some of like the -1, and they can make it even that way, and they can subtract from their 6 and get 5. So there's a little bit of strategy involved with this as well. That was one round. You'd shuffle the cards, re-deal the cards, and keep going. I will say, if player 1 runs out of their draw stack, then they can take the discard from the last player and start going again, because if you've watched the notes, the whole note was somewhere over here. So they're never going to find their whole note, but it's going to be in the second discard pile. So that is how you keep going. If they run out of cards, you just keep going, and eventually someone's going to have 4. And it's a really fast game. Of course, I did it slow because I'm only one person, but this is something that basically you look at your cards and you like go through it really, really quickly. We hope you and your students have enjoyed playing Rocky Rhythms. Be sure to tag us if you take pictures with the success poster. We're on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Tag us at Music Game Club, and have fun learning rhythms.